What about now? There we go. There we go. There we go. You guys can hear me now. Perfect. I haven't watched it, but at least you haven't watched it either, so you're not gonna give me any spoilers. So that's great. That's running in the background. Perfect. Give me. There, doesn't really matter. It's mostly just edits of Vox and Valentino part of finale. Well, I didn't. I don't know. Once again, I have avoided all of has been hold season 2 stuff until I get a chance to like watch it with my wife. So up until then, I'm avoiding the songs. I'm avoiding everything. My wife has not been able to. Oh, my wife has not been able to avoid them, unfortunately. Uh, and has been spoiled a couple of stuff. But I, on the other hand, have been able to avoid them. So I'm just gonna. So I will keep on avoiding them. There we go. And then this is like, let's fix this up real quick. Oh, not that. There you go. Filters. Rather inconsistent recently for some reason. Bottom. Okay. Let's increase the top. Oh, there we go. Come on. Put that there. And then let's increase the sides as well, because it's not showing that side. And then this side. There we go. Now everything should be on screen. That's perfect. Uh, you've been seeing Indo play Dispatch. I've just been seeing his clips. He's been posting a lot of clips on TikTok and shorts and stuff like that, and that's the only thing I've seen so far regarding Dispatch. I do want to play it, but I'm probably gonna play it on my own. I don't think I'm gonna be playing it on stream. And but I know that a lot of my friends have been playing it and they've been enjoying it a lot. So I'd be interested to try it out and see what type of ending I get now that it's fully out. Um, so yeah. But we'll touch a little bit on that later. But yeah, the plans for today is I'm gonna give the news recap, and after I'm done giving the news recap, I won't be playing the games that we had listed last week, mostly because other plans came up. I had the um yesterday we were supposed to do Monster Prom, but that got pushed to today. And um so yesterday I just ended up playing Peak, which we had a lot of fun. But today after stream, the plan is to play Monster Prom with Void, Kindle, and I forgot who else. Maybe it's just us three. Maybe there's a fourth person, but regardless, that's the plan. So we'll give the news recap, and after we're done doing the news recap, we'll go ahead and shift over to playing some Monster Prom. They'll just basically be waiting for me to do the news recap, and then when I'm done, we can go ahead. And my hair's not settled down today. It's deciding to be um, tedious with me today. Anyways, so once we settle it down, um, we'll move over to that. So that's the plan for tonight. I don't know how long it's gonna. I mean, the recap is usually an hour, but the I don't know how long we'll be playing Monster Prom for. So if you like that game, do look forward to it. I don't know which of the Monster Proms we're going to be playing. I just know that I have all of them. So, and I haven't played them. I have all of them. I've only played the first one, but it was in a bundle where I got to play, like, get the entire franchise. So that's exactly what I did. And so yeah, now since that's what I have, I've been meaning to play it. And so we're gonna be doing that later today. I don't know which one, but we're gonna be playing it, and I'm gonna be doing my best to do some voice acting. So Monster Prom, is basically a dating simulator, but it's a multiplayer dating simulator. So the whole thing is like you could technically two people who are playing together could be going after the same prom date basically, and you could be fighting each other over having one character, like going out with one character, or everybody could have their own characters, and basically we're all trying to woo our characters and go to prom with them, right? And they're all, as the name implies, they're all monsters. They're like different stuff. It's all very nice art style. I believe there is technically voice acting in the game, but you can disable it. And then I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna disable the voice acting, and then we're gonna try our best to do some of the voice acting for some of those characters. But yeah, so then you basically, whoever can go on dates with their designated partner, or basically get a date period for prom, is the winner and all that kind of stuff. And they've done a bunch of different sequels to the game, to that franchise. And so every single time they add a new monster, a new person that you can date and all that kind of stuff. So it's very interesting. It's a lot of fun. I played it once with my friends. We were also doing some kind of voice acting ourselves when we were playing it. It's a lot of fun. It can be very chaotic as well if people decide to have the same, go target the same person. So it's a lot of fun. It generally is a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. Very nice game. So yeah, we'll be playing that later today, probably around 8. So it's already around 7:15. So in order for me to be able to actually give the entire news, I'm gonna have to start now. Let me see if I can. There we go. Now you can see Skelly in the background. All right. So basically, let's see how I can summarize this. I have to get into Headspace. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Sorry about the cracking. I don't know if you enjoy that ASMR. I crack my knuckles a lot. So yeah. Okay. So, not much to say this week. There's actually a couple of things, but like a couple of individual things that kind of connect with each other in tandem. But today, this week, one of the interesting things that happened this week is that we got Steam launch a new console. Dispatch finished their last chapter, and we're seeing some nominees for future awards, that being the Grammys or the Game Awards. And there's some controversy involved regarding those. So let's go ahead and check what is going on and what happened during this week's gaming industry. Starting with, wrong thing. There we go. So let's check what we have for this week's in the gaming industry. Starting with the Steam. So Steam Deck, the Steam. So basically, Steam Valve has been trying to enter the console game for quite a while now. But the one console that really kind of hit it home for them and put them as a actual contender against other console creators is the Steam Deck. And recently, they just announced a new console that is called the Steam Machine. The Steam Machine is honestly a pretty nice competitor to some of the consoles that are out right now. And it's also very compact. So it's trying to live up to the basically the portable, yet you have like a home console type of thing. So it synchronizes really well with your Steam Deck. So you can kind of get a similar vibe to that of like what the Switch does, which is like you can dock it and you have it on your TV, or you can take it out and have it handheld. They work kind of seamlessly with each other, meaning that you can just play on the TV on your console or whatever with the Steam machine, and then when you want to leave, you got to leave or whatever, and you want to play handheld version, you can just kind of pull out your Steam Deck and continue where you left off, which is very interesting. At least that's what they were mentioning during their whole promotional video regarding this. And what's another thing that's very interesting from this is that, as you can see, it's, as I said earlier, it's very compact, and some people are calling it the GameCube or the Gabe Cube, mostly because it's actually pretty much the same size as a GameCube, maybe a little bit larger, like a little bit taller, but it's basically the size of a GameCube, which is very nice. And for the specs that it has, it's very interesting that they managed to package all that in such a small, device, without having to have such a big power cable or anything like that. It's just the power is already in, the battery is already integrated into the Steam machine itself, so that way you don't have to carry such a big power cable with a giant power block, right? So overall, they're really working on trying to make it slick and trying to make it portable and just easier and less, I guess, less intimidating to have, or just annoying to have, and more easily to incorporate in any setup that anybody may have. But in essence, this Steam machine is basically just a computer, right? So that means that you can still do the same things that you did with the Steam Deck. You can program it. It's Linux based. So there's a bunch of things that you can do with this, the Steam machine that you could do with the Steam Deck. So it has the same type of flexibility. And in fact, it runs the exact same OS as the Steam Deck. It has their own in-house Steam OS. And with that said, this new machine does include more, or at least better specs than what the Steam Deck has. So it's stated to include the AMD RDNA 3 GPU, which is equivalent to an RTX 460, which is not the best in the market, but it is still pretty good, and it will run most games, even if you have to like kind of play around a little bit with the settings on graphics and stuff like that. You might not be able to play it on the top max graphics, but you will still be able to run a lot of newer games with the graphics a little bit lower. So it will be able to run it, and it's very nice. They do state that they're supposed to be able to run every single game at 4K, right? 60 FPS. But with the limitations that GPU has, considering it's equivalent to a 4060, it might be able to run newer games in 4K 60 FPS, but like we mentioned, you're gonna have to like really downplay and lower the, I guess, performance settings and graphical settings of any game in order to really reach that number. But theoretically, yes, it could theoretically run any game at 4K 60 FPS. Additionally, it says it's stated to have a 512 gigabyte drive, or you can get a version with a 2 terabyte drive in it already, which is pretty standard nowadays. We keep seeing like either half a tera or a 2 terabytes whenever a new console comes out. So this is just, par for the course. And then as far as additional specs goes, you have a 8 gigabyte VRAM and a 6-core Zen 4 CPU. Not bad by any means. It would have been nice if they had 16 gigabytes of RAM, but 8 will still be able to run you most things. It shouldn't stutter. It should be pretty good. overall. It's not, once again, not the strongest console in the market, but I think for what it's trying to do, it will do it pretty well. And once again, the size is very compact, and it's all meant to create a system. So Steam is trying to create a system where you have a bunch of their consoles that integrate with each other seamlessly, right? And amongst those, the other thing that they just announced newly was their new Steam Frame, which is a new VR headset that they've created, they've developed. This new VR headset can run games, like it can install games on itself, even if you don't have the Steam machine or the Steam Deck. You can install games directly into it. It just doesn't have a huge memory space for it, but it will be able to download some VR games in there, and you'll be able to play some VR games innately with the headset by its own. But if you do connect it with the Steam machine, or you connect it with your Steam Deck, you will be able to seamlessly connect it with those and have the games saved over there, and have them be basically wirelessly linked to your headset. And they state so far that there's like no real input delay using the Wi-Fi, sending the information wirelessly. But until people start getting their hands on it, we won't know for sure. Regardless, it seems like they did pretty good with it. They also stated that they have a new technology that's supposed to track where your eyes are looking at, making it so that it's more high def, whatever you're looking at, and then kind of makes it less high def wherever you're not focused at, basically lowering the processing power that it needs to run in a game, and really capitalizing on what you're looking at and making your experience better than just having a bunch of stuff in your peripheral vision. So it's working on that, and it seems very interesting. Overall, it seems very interesting. It seems like Steam is trying to really hone in on this console game, like against Sony, against Microsoft. And so far with the Steam Deck, a lot of people love the Steam Deck. Once this comes out, we'll see if people love this as well. But if this launch ends up being really good, it'll be a really nice competitor against those giants. And who knows, I might even get it myself. I might even try and become a Steam only person. You know, like we used to have Xbox only before and Sony only before. Maybe I'll become a Steam only. Unfortunately, we right now do not know the price of these games. Currently, the price is unknown, and they haven't said it. They haven't said when they're gonna release the pricing. That being said, I hope that the pricing is not too high. I saw a little poll of what people would like the pricing to be. It seems like a lot of people are kind of hoping that it's around the $500 range. There are some people saying that it will be around the $800 range. But I would love it to be $500. But considering how the gaming market is nowadays, it's probably going to be closer to $800. And if they do give it to $1,000, I just think it's going to be way too pricey for the specs that it has, and people will not buy it. But if they do it within that $500 to $800 range, I feel like more people are definitely more willing to get it. And if they put it in $500, I think it might be considered a real competition against those major giants, which is Xbox and Sony and Switch, like Nintendo themselves. So we don't know the pricing for right now. We don't know the pricing for any individual unit. The controls can also be bought on their own. You can buy the console without the controller that they made for the console. And once again, you can buy the headset on its own. So every single component that you see here can be bought on their own, but we just don't know what the prices are for those. And I would love to get my hands on this. So if you want to see me maybe potentially test this system out and check out its performance and how well can it perform, can it actually perform, and my first thoughts, impressions, and everything while using this product, then by all means, you should subscribe and check out the channel so that way I can hopefully get monetized and get that new piece of hardware and test it out for you guys, so I can give you my basically my review on how well or how much I like or enjoy that product. So go ahead and follow or hit that subscribe button. Now, with that said, I will state though that although Steam is joining this competition and they're really hammering in and going full on against the console market as a whole, they're not the only ones that are really shooing in to video games and wanting to compete with other developers or other industries in this space. And one of those competitors is actually Netflix, which has recently gone and sent out a new Netflix game type of section. They've been trying to implement games for a while now. This is not entirely new, but the way they've interacted or tried to incorporate games into Netflix has been kind of, I would say, wishy-washy. They've been trying to get it more like mobile side instead of like console side, and even the games that they run in Netflix are just web. They're run like on the cloud, so I can incorporate a lot of issues with people playing it. Plus, unless you're playing on like unless you're playing on a console, you don't have really good controls for these type of games. So they've been struggling while trying to enter the market. But that might all change with their newest reveal of Game Night. So Netflix Game Night is basically a new, section to their Netflix games repertoire, where they're adding a bunch of party games that you can play using your phone as a controller. And this, one of the ones that I would try out, I'm very excited to try out, would be that Lego Party, because I've been keeping my eyes on Lego Party to play it and get it on Steam and maybe play it myself. So if you can play it for free through Netflix, through your Netflix subscription, using your phone as a controller, I feel like that could be an actual solution, an actual interesting thing for people to try out. But regardless, if you're not interested in Lego Party, they do have, it seems like, a bunch of party games that involve the phone. And once again, as long as you have a phone, that's the whole premise. As long as you have a phone, you can play. And there's a bunch of different party games. There's like, they show here in the trailer, they had word games, they had Pictionary, where you had to draw on your phone, they had Tetris, and a couple of other games that they've been including, some trivia games that they've been including there. So there's something very neat. This could actually work for them if they make some unique games. But maybe you're wondering to yourself, doesn't this sounds familiar, doesn't it? Well, yes, because Netflix right now is basically taking up on the Jackbox games formula, which is exactly that. Jackbox, you buy the games, but you basically just buy the game so you can host it. And then after that, you're playing with your phone, right? So Netflix is substituting Jackbox in this sense. And if they incorporate their own type of spins and unique games, especially if they do a lot of movie trivia and stuff, or series trivia, considering they own a lot of IPs for different series, I could see this really working out well for them. They just got to be very creative on whether that those games are going to be, just boring copies, or if they're going to be innovative or fun use of new IPs and stuff like that. It really all depends on how they develop those games. But there's some potential in this. I definitely see some potential. The price is going up for sure, though. Yes, so they haven't announced anything regarding price, but I do fear that this might be a incentive for them to increase the price later on. But I would kind of wait and see, because if this product or this new thing that they're pushing out doesn't really work out for them, it might become more of a backlash for them to increase it. But if this ends up being a really popular feature of Netflix, then you would see people be more okay with paying a little bit more, especially because people do buy jackpot games all the time, and that's like it's very open for like people who are doing streaming community and for just once again parties in their houses and friends who play on Discord and are long distance and they can't play together. So it could be if it's included in your Netflix and they don't make it like a separate charge or they don't increase the charges too much. I feel like once again this could be a very successful product from them. Let's see here. And so yeah, with that said, not everybody's having so hot as right now Krafton is currently being under fire for a certain decision that they've been making. So it seems like a new trend in, I guess, corporate, like in the industry as a whole, in every single industry, is just doing silent layoffs or soft layoffs, which is a bunch of companies. We saw it before with, I believe it was EA. If it wasn't EA, it was like Activision. We saw it before where they were telling them, their employees, hey, we're not going to fire you, but we want you to like kind of quit on your own. And Krafton apparently has been doubling down on AI and doing exactly that, asking their employees to resign, sometimes giving them a compensation package of almost 6 months. So they're basically pushing them, giving them a 6 month of potential, what is it called? Severance packages, 6 months to make. And I saw that they also mentioned 6 months to like 3 years worth of severance for them to leave the company. And that way the company can focus more on AI. And that's, it's a trend that we've been seeing everywhere. It's companies trying to lower their costs and use more of AI technology to kind of replace their workforce. So that's shaky grounds that they're working on right now. But the reality is that Krafton themselves seems to be really focusing on that AI, and they had announced not too long ago that they had committed $70 million on GPUs so that they could actually run those AI systems on those AI systems for themselves, right? In their own servers and everything. So it seems like this is a shift. Everybody's moving to AI, and so much so that even popular games like Arc Raiders have gone on fire recently because they've openly stated that they use AI. And although they have this, so they openly stated that they use AI, and that's kind of that's been being received with a lot of negative feedback because people are not happy that a lot of developers are using AI, and it didn't help that they said that the CEO is saying that everybody is using an AI in the gaming industry, right? So they didn't like that the CEO stated that, and so much so they didn't like it, especially because they have recently gone out and been very open with the fact that they have been using AI for AI text to speech for both the finals and for Arc Raiders, right? And people are thinking that they're using AI. They're worried that they're using AI to completely get rid of voice actors and cut them out of the payroll, right? That is a valid worry to have, but in this particular case, their words were kind of taken out of context because the CEO did later go on and state that although they're using AI, they still expect that human creativity should not be affected. Basically, what they're stating is that they're using AIs as tools, but the human creativity should still be done by us humans, and that's what's going to make us make companies competitive with each other. Because as they stated, if everybody has the same tool, here it is. If everyone's working with the same or similar technologies, the real question is, how do you survive? And how do you survive is by being unique and using your human creativity, which I agree with, because I'm not against people using AI as a tool. I am against AI being used as a creative substitute, right? But AI as a tool, the reality is that nowadays everybody does use AI, and sometimes you don't even know that you use AI, right? Some game engines have like auto-generative maps, for example. Like if you want to make a 3D map, they have some tools that can allow you to auto-generate some like mountains or like some trees, or basically you create the assets and it creates some randomly generated escapes for you, and then you can then shift it and move it and make it more catered to your game. But the fact of the matter is, you are using AI. You are using a tool that involves AI to create a game, or in any product in this case. So using it in that sense is perfectly fine. AI is meant to be a tool, and I believe that as long as you use it in that way, there's no issues. And leave the creative parts for humans and let voice actors do their part. But if you have smaller, roles that you don't have the money or the budget to be able to pay voice actors for those smaller snippets, then it's okay to use text to speech like Arc Raiders did for those smaller segments, especially since in Arc Raiders they do deal with a lot of like AI. The whole point of Arc Raiders is against this whole AI machine. So some of those voice lines could just be part of that. But regardless, my point once again is, as long as you're using AI as a tool and not to substitute a human as a creative, then yeah, everybody should be using AI. It's a tool that everybody should be using. It's like you using your computer. Technology is meant to be there for people to take advantage of it. Now, one thing that has been bothering me recently, though, is the recent nominees for the Grammys. So the Grammys has a section where they talk about like music that is used on video game soundtracks and stuff like that. And they've been trying to slowly incorporate the video game space into their awards. But they're kind of doing it in the wrong way. Why? Well, look at this. Look at this list. Look at this list and tell me what's wrong with it. Right now, the nominees for Best Score or Soundtrack for Video Games is Avatar: Frontier of Pandora, Helldivers 2, Indiana Jones: The Great Circle, Star Wars Outlaws Wildcard, and Sword of the Sea. Now, I'm not saying that these games don't deserve to be in these spots, right? I have not played most of them, so I can't really say if their soundtrack is good or bad. I can't be a judge of that. But I can say this is a 2026 awards, and yet almost every single game in here is 2024 release. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, they set up some times, and maybe those games that are from 2024 are within that year time span that you need to use for that still validate them for the 2026 award. Well, actually, that's not the case. And here's why. Because due to them adding games that are from 2024, they did not add Expedition 33. Arguably one of the best games to come out this year, with one of the best soundtracks that has come out for video games this year. So much so that it won. It got top billboards in classic musical album charts because of how great the soundtrack is. It's not included anywhere in the 2026 nominees. And if we take a look at the product eligibility period, right? It says that it's August 31st, end of August to August 30th of this year. The problem is Expedition 33 falls under that category, and it should have been included because three of the nominees are not within that time frame. Helldivers 2 came out on February. Oh, wait, I have it right here. Helldivers 2 came out on February 8th of 2024. That's not August. And then Avatar Frontier Pandora came out June of 2024. That's not August. And also, I believe it's Sword of the Sea came out on early August of 2024. Also not within the time frame that they explicitly set out. And the fact that the only game that's from 2025, I believe, is Indiana Jones. I believe Indiana Jones is the only game that's from 2025. Only one game in here. When we have amazing releases within that time frame, we have amazing releases from Monster Hunter, which has an amazing soundtrack, to Expedition 33, once again, within that time frame, and so many other games that have really good soundtracks that fit within this time frame. So definitely the biggest blunder was them not including Expedition 33. That's the biggest blunder, right? A Monster Hunter might be a me thing, but Expedition 33, everybody loves Expedition 33. The fact that it was not nominated is crazy. And the fact that Helldivers 2 and Avatar Frontiers, which are once again not even within the time frame that they stipulated, are included, are just taking away spots for other games that should have been included. So, I don't know, man. You think it's community voted? I don't know for sure. But regardless, even if it's community voted, it says it right there that these are the time frames that they should allow a game. And right now, these don't apply. So even if it's community voted, they should have just, discarded them because they're no longer applicable for these awards. Now, regardless, I'm happy for those companies that are nominees. I bet that the developers that have worked on them are very happy, and I don't want to discredit anything from them. I just feel that we got robbed, and the Expedition 33 should have definitely been in the top there. Now, this is not the only award that's happening right now, right? Because right now, we recently got news that the Game Awards is actually going to be visible on Amazon Prime. So if you have an Amazon Prime, you can now watch the Game Awards, and you don't just have to do it through Twitch. Makes sense. It's all, it's all in the Amazon umbrella. So that I'm not surprised that they're putting it on Amazon Prime. But regardless, the Game Awards will be more accessible for more people to watch this year. And you know what would also make it a lot more accessible? If you have Amazon Prime, just know that with that Prime membership, you get a free subscription on Twitch. So why don't you go ahead and use that subscription on me, huh? You're getting used. I'm giving you value. I'm giving you bang for your buck. So why don't you use that subscription right there, just on the Twitch? Please? Okay. Regardless, the Game Awards is coming out in December 11th, and the nominees will be opening next Monday. So we'll be seeing all the nominees next Monday. So definitely tune in next week, as I do plan on streaming myself, looking through all the categories and giving my insights on some of those games that have been nominated. We might be able to also look at some of the gem scores for a couple of those games, and we'll give our own votes as we go through the list. So it'll be an interesting stream to go and make our own votes for it. But that is something that's coming up right now. So definitely look forward to that. We're going to have to vote for our nominees. And once again, if you have Amazon Prime, you can check it on Amazon Prime. If not, you can always check it on Twitch, where we've been watching it for the last couple of years, right? But with that said, I want to start a new little segment, which is basically the game highlights, right? This little segment that I'm starting, it's just, I want to highlight some games, a game that during this week has either really gone up or has really plummeted. And I want to go over it with you guys and just kind of talk why they're going up or why they're going down, and just see, give credit and highlight to these games that are performing way better and they're performing really good compared to other games, at least during this week or during this month, depending on how often we do this. But regardless, the game that I want to highlight for the first game highlight section is the game Dispatch, which recently hit 1 million sales. Dispatch is a game that a lot of people have been enjoying, and some people have been streaming, a lot of people have been enjoying on their own, playing with their friends, and each chapter has been released slowly but surely. I believe it's been one per week, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's one every couple of days they've been releasing the chapters. But basically, it's slowly been releasing all those chapters, and a lot of people have been joining in and really, paying attention to when the chapter's released to play the game and finish it. And the last chapter just came out yesterday. And due to that release, if we take a look at the gem score, we can see that Dispatch was doing rather decent. It was doing roughly 100 gems when it started, the first few chapters. But then after the release of the final chapter, we're now all the way here with a score of roughly 500 gems, 550 something gems, right? I can look up the actual number. Just give me a sec, because I closed the tag or the code earlier. So let me just open that up. Here we go. So its most recent value yesterday, it reached a score of 544 gems. This is 544. So it reached 544 gems yesterday after the release of its last chapter. And my theory is that a lot of people were waiting for the last chapter to come out for them to buy the game and start playing it. And I believe that a lot of people who had already played the game also didn't come back, maybe played the first chapter and waited for the whole thing to come out for them to play the game. So yesterday, with the release of the new and final chapter, we saw this huge increase in gem score, making it right now the number 3 top game in the entire market. This is within indie games and within all games in the market right now. It is currently top 3. The one right under it with roughly 400 gems is Arc Raiders, which we talked about earlier. That one is currently in fourth space. And so I just wanted to highlight the game has been doing super good. It got 1 million sales, and I expect it to get even more sales now that the game is finally finished, and more people can make more content about it and make a whole run. A lot of streamers would love to do just start it from start to finish and do it in one full session. So I expect that to get even more traction right now. But overall, once again, really good game. I have not played it myself, but I have seen my friends play it, and I've heard a lot of their feedback and how much they've been enjoying the game. And as you can see from the chart, clearly a lot of people have been enjoying this game. So that's great. I'm so happy for the developers of Dispatch. I don't know if they fall under the time span for them to be considered the game for the Game Awards this year. I think they're shy of it because it just came out. So we might not see them being a nominee. But for next year, I definitely, I really hope that Dispatch becomes one of the nominees for various awards, because the story is very well written from what I've heard. A lot of people enjoy it. The art, the voice acting, everything seems to be on par with an amazing game. So if you haven't played Dispatch yourself, now's the time to do it. Right now, the final chapter just came out yesterday. Now is the time for you to go and then binge like the entire game, and let me know. Let me know how that playthrough went. Let me know what type of ending you got, because apparently there's different endings, and I already have 2 friends that got 2 completely different endings. So let me know in the comments what endings did you get while playing this game. Regardless, that is the news recap of the gaming industry and the gaming marketplace for this week. I hope that you took some information on that, and let me know, do you plan on getting the Steam Deck, the new Steam console? Will you get the entire Steam ecosystem, or do you just like what you have and you don't really want to invest on something new? You like Xbox, you like your Sony, your PlayStation, or you like your Nintendo products and you don't really want to shift over. But if you play on PC, do you think it would be a good substitute for you? If you only play on PC, is it something you would actually consider getting and maybe bring with you portably wherever you go? Please let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts? And finally, let me know what would be the cost that you would expect the console to be for you to actually buy it. If you could put a price on the on Steam, the Steam machine itself, and maybe the whole bundle, what would that price be? What would that price be for you to be able to actually invest in and buy the console yourself? Please let me know. But with that said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Please remember to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell. And I will see you in the next recap of the gaming marketplace. All right, that concludes it. Jacksepticeye and Moist Criticals are VAs. You know, I heard my friends talking about, like, there was a character that they were talking about that they say, oh, it's Moist Critical. And I just thought that they were saying that the character looked like Moist Critical, not that he was actually in the game. So I guess they meant that Moist Critical was that voice actor in it. Hi, Yuki, how you doing? Thank you for joining. So yeah. I'm gonna start letting the other guys know. Let me start putting my headset on. The other guys know that I am ready to play Monster Prom with them. And if you're not interested in the Monster Prom, thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed the segment. I'm good. How are you doing? I'm doing really good. I just finished a new segment. Let me drink a little bit because I just lost a little bit of my voice while raging a little bit about some of the news that I was covering. But it's really good. I had a lot of fun. There's a lot of really interesting news. Have you played Expedition 33, by the way? If you haven't, you should. I knew about Jack, but not about Charlie. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that either of them were in voice actors in Dispatch. The reality is that I've been also trying to keep myself blind from other people and their playthroughs of Dispatch, so I can have my own playthrough and experience it for myself. You have not, but a lot of friends have. Yeah, no, the Expedition 33, amazing game. I've played it. I loved it so much. I genuinely would call it a masterpiece. It's so good. And I'll show you what I was ranting about. The Grammys had recently announced their nominees for like soundtracks, and I was complaining that Expedition 33 isn't in this when it definitely deserves to be nominated here. And I think it should win. Not just nominated, I think it should win. But I'm pretty sure Expedition 33 is a very big contender. It might actually win Might actually win like Game of the Year this year. But Silksong is out. Silksong is out there, so they have a tough competition. Twitch treats me like since it doesn't allow me to swap resolutions. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna continue. I should probably end it on YouTube and just continue the rest of the segment on Twitch since I'm done. Oh no, I did the same thing this time. Dude, I keep forgetting to like start the other YouTube, like the vertical version of YouTube stream. I keep forgetting to hit live on that, but oh well. Oh well. But at least I was live on YouTube and on Twitch on mobile. We should be fine. Oh well. Regardless, let's see. Let me see. Let me join the Discord and see if they're ready. Oh, Abdul is recording. I see here. Well, I gotta turn this on.
I don't know. Sit there and, I mean, more people are joining. But you can call me.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's completely up to you on how much you tell us.
You guys can hear
But
me.
Maybe later.
It sounds like communication is gonna be like the biggest factor here. So I
don't even want to talk to him.
I hope things go well.
How you guys doing?
Hi.
I'm done with the news segment, Void and Pindle.
Let's go.
Oh, I cannot hear anything. Give me a sec. Hopefully now I can hear.
Also, by the way, your birthday nails are gorgeous. Just wanted to say.
Thank you.
Do you know who it is?
I was talking about
you guess?
Is it Sukuna?
How did you know?
I was gonna say.
I didn't even see the nails.
Halloween.
It's just it's in the art channel. It's in the art channel.
I've gotten Sukuna nails before. I'm kind of mad because once again they told me I couldn't get stiletto, and I wanted to punch him in the face.
Ooh, that would have been a vibe potentially.
That is really nice.
Yeah. So I had to get round ones because the nail people hate me everywhere I go.
Okay, so yeah. I'm gonna join the other voice chat so that we can do the Monster Prom. I mean, Abdullah is in a recording session. What is he doing?
I don't know, but he made another thing for us, I guess.
He's jerking off.
Yeah,
that's his
recording it.
No, not him
recording it.
I'm pretty sure he's playing Escape the Backrooms, but I don't.
He's documenting it.
Okay, he's documenting the backrooms. Oh, I'll be there then.
Okay.
There we go. They'll be joining us soon, and we can go ahead and play Monster Prom. I gotta ask them which Monster Prom we're gonna play though. Which one? Well, we finished with the news. So. Hello. Nothing wrong with documenting the backrooms. No, there's nothing wrong at all. There's nothing wrong painting it white either. All right, so which Monster Prom are we planning to play?
Void's part of this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna just drag her in here if you want, so that she comes back. And
oh, they were AFK.
Yeah.
The bouncer.
Me dragging them. That's not them moving on their own.
No, they definitely moved. I know it.
They're here. Which Monster Prom? I have all of them. I don't know if I raised it.
I don't know.
I
have none of them, so
I am
none of them,
so whichever we decide.
Both of your mercy.
And someone stream. Thank you.
What?
What?
Stream.
Ernesto is right.
I'm streaming.
You're live. Hi.
Yeah, I'm live. How you doing, though?
God, I'm such a big fan.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to.
What are you doing, by the way? What are you doing over there?
Escape the backrooms.
But you're recording yourself playing it alone?
Oh no, I'm waiting. I just got home. I'm waiting for Chime and Lucky.
Oh, okay. They had set it up for today.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You're just
I was always following you. You didn't see that.
Just followed.
I see. I love that.
I was always following you.
Yeah. No, I believe you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're my biggest fan.
Okay. I'll see
you later.
Catch you.
All right. Let's see here. Okay, so for all the YouTube frogs, I will be ending the stream on YouTube. Since we're gonna be playing video games and the new segment is over. So
goodbye, YouTube.
I will see you in the next one. If you wanna continue watching, on the other hand, then go ahead and go to twitch.tv/thegamingmarketplace. Same name. It's so easy. And you can go ahead and keep watching the stream. But I'll see you then.